Chapter 1. Welcome to the Frontier. Mark Zuckerberg in his hoodie, Steve Jobs on stage, Sergey Brin in jeans, and Eric Schmidt not. It would be hard to understand the extraordinary rise of Silicon Valley without understanding a bit about its leaders, their background and ambitions. At the frontier of technology, the social and business paradigms are new. The leaders in that market help us map it, understand it, and access it. We also enjoy reading about them. The men and women who succeeded on the frontier are compelling characters through whom we come to understand a new horizon. It was much the same way when the continental U.S. economy was coming together at the dawn of the 20th century. The implications for the United States and the world were massive, and for many at the time, difficult to grasp. Characters like John D. Rockefeller, Andrew Carnegie, and J.P. Morgan helped define the times. If you picked up this audiobook, chances are you're aware of a new horizon in a place many had written off: Africa. You may have heard that 6 of the 10 fastest-growing markets in the world are in Africa, that it is growing as fast as India and at twice the rate of Brazil, that 60% of the world's future farming potential is in Africa. If you follow global markets, you've probably heard a lot about frontier markets, and that Africa leads this pack. If you own GE stock, you received a 2012 annual report highlighting Africa, where CEO Jeff Immelt anticipates the company may sell more gas turbines than in the U.S. over the next several years. What drives success in a frontier market like Africa? What are the biggest challenges, and how are they overcome? Is it different from other places you've worked? Does it even make sense to speak of Africa, which, after all, encompasses 54 countries? Few business people know frontier markets like Africa well or what it takes to succeed in them. Such places have a mystique that the media play up, not against. In February 2013, IBM's newly appointed CEO flew into Nairobi to celebrate the newest IBM Research Center, which is located in Kenya. That month, CNN filled the airwaves with images of Kenyan militants made up in whiteface, practicing how to machete their opponents to death in the upcoming elections. IBM's Research Center continues to operate and innovate. The electoral violence never materialized. And even in the most remote places in Africa, you really don't see a lot of people wearing whiteface. To get past that mystique, I find credibility in first-hand insight. What does the commercial rise of a continent look like to the people driving that rise? What leads to success in a frontier market like Africa, according to the business leaders succeeding there? That is what success in Africa is about. Africa is big in many ways. It's big geographically, as indicated by the eye-opening map created from geospatial data by the digital media legend Kai Krause. He showed that within the outline of continental Africa, you could, like pieces of a puzzle, fit together all of the continental United States, Spain, Portugal, the Netherlands, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, Eastern Europe, India, China, Japan, and still have room left over. Africa is also big in economic activity, from mining to mobile phones, big in resources, especially entrepreneurs and young people, and big in opportunity for both African and global companies. It is also big in challenges, about which I hope this audiobook is candid and sober. Above all, Africa is big in ambition. If you're interested in frontier markets, growth, and the power of individuals to shape their destiny, you will find value in understanding that ambition and where it leads. And make no mistake, it is Africa's ambition and no one else's that leads Africa. Africa is not a place that success is landing on. It is a place creating success for itself and others. In Africa, there are $150 billion companies, and more than 500 with annual sales of $100 million. One rarely hears about them or from their leaders. In the chapters that follow, you'll get to know some of those companies, their leaders, and their stories. If you're in global business, investment, or policy, knowing these stories will help inform your work. Understanding success in Africa has utility, but hopefully offers something more: inspiration. If you believe in the power of people to create their own story rather than living with the story told about them, you will enjoy success in Africa. About the author: West to East to Africa. I navigated to Africa by way of 2 prior frontier markets, North America and Asia. I was raised in the borough of the Bronx, New York, where the mysteries of the Bosun Chinese restaurant on Johnson Avenue caught my eye as a 3-year-old. It was an interest that grew more serious as my horizons and those of Asia opened up. I studied Chinese at Yale and at age 20 began working in Asia. As I worked with companies and governments in Taiwan, China, South Korea, Indonesia, Thailand, and elsewhere in the region, I learned what the complete transformation of an economy can look like. It's no accident that there's a small army of Asia alumni active in Africa today. They include not only me, but the head of the Wall Street Journal in Africa, the head of GE in Africa, Unilever in Africa, and Cummins in Africa, not to mention the many Asian executives directing Asian companies.